Hi! How are you? I hope you're doing good. I feel like it's been forever since I've sat down and done a video because last time I did a vlog when I went to New York, so I haven't really sat down and talked, and I missed it. I missed it a lot. I feel like even though January is about to end, my year is just starting now. And I don't mean first month of the year, of course, but I mean this specific week, because these last couple weeks I've been traveling and fixing stuff and just doing a lot of running errands. So now I finally had the time to sit down and go back to working on the things I wanted to work with. First thing is that I am back painting as often as I can. I did take a couple weeks, I don't want to say a week off, but I did try to just relax instead of pressuring myself to continue painting when I didn't feel like it. But now I am back out of that art block, out of that situation, stronger than ever. And I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of what I've been working on. There's been a lot of projects, there's been a lot of plans that I am starting to work on now. One of them being that I released a new Patreon, and I've been putting a lot of work into that, which I am very proud of. I am trying to upload videos there twice a week at least, and I have a lot of plans to do even more, more often, but I have a minimum of a 2 videos a week quota that I'm trying to keep myself accountable to. Also, I have been working a lot in my art journal, which basically is a journal where I write down all of my crazy ideas and drafts or whatever that then I turn into stories or poetry or yeah, just stories that I later will turn into paintings. It's just a step-by-step process, I guess. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to keep that little bit of an update of what's been going on. And now let's go to the actual topic of today. One of the things that I've been really into recently is, well, fantasy. I'm a fan of fantasy books. I love fantasy movies, stories, anything. So I realized that I was not really familiar with a lot of classics. Of course, I've heard them when I was little, but I didn't really know the actual story, because obviously you'd have the Disney versions of a lot of them that are not really even close to the original. So I thought I would really like to go back to the origins of all of these stories and start studying them, maybe painting them as well, and reading about it and vlogging, sharing with you. So that's what we're gonna do today. I got this beautiful copy of The Beauty and the Beast and Other Stories. I got it at Barnes & Noble's. Pretty sure this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Look at that beauty. And wait, because there's more. And I've had it for a while actually, probably almost a year. But at the time when I bought it, I had bought a lot of other books as well that I was really into, and I got into reading them, and then I bought another one, and I kind of forgot about her. So I thought, instead of just reading it, I want to do more. Also, these are a bunch of little short stories. So you can see they're divided. Super cool, by the way. I realized that after I bought it, they are divided into beauties and beasts. So my assumption is, because again, haven't read it yet, is that the beauties are more like the ethereal, beautiful fantasy little stories, and the beasts are more about animals and monsters and all of that, goblins, whatever. So this is my assumption, and let's see if I'm right. So yeah, I want to kind of go one by one with the stories because they're really short and just extract something out of it. Some may not be a hit, so I'm not gonna do that with literally everyone. So I'm not gonna do that with all of them, but I do want to read it and try to pick my highlights, my favorite ones, and then create something. And I think also this is such a good exercise for when I like to paint. I think also this is something that I feel so inspired to do because It feels like what the greats of the past used to do. You know how there's a lot of these like older paintings, old classics that were inspired on poetry and books or just common stories that the painter wanted to depict in their own version. So that's kind of what I want to do today. I'm going full classic with these, and let's see what is the first one. Okay, so obviously the first story in the book is The Beauty and the Beast. I think this one is pretty short because honestly, when I bought the book, I thought the book was just The Beauty and the Beast. I did not notice the part where it said and other stories. So it was a little bit of a surprise when I realized it's 16 pages. The Beauty and the Beast is only 16 pages of this huge book. That's The Beauty and the Beast. Maybe everybody knew that it was a short story and I'm like the only one that's just discovering it now, but let me leave my fantasy. So yeah, I'm going to read it, I'm gonna annotate it and see if it inspires me to create something, and I'll be back. Girl. Okay, so I was set up for failure here because obviously the only rendition of The Beauty and the Beast that I know is the Disney version. If you know, please don't laugh, but it is not even close. It's not, it's really not. Oh my god, I'm disappointed. I thought because this is the book and the original that it was gonna be more detailed or maybe have some more, I don't know, maybe some darker sides of the story, but definitely Disney kind of made it better. First of all, there's no Gaston. He doesn't exist. Second of all, Belle has a bunch of siblings. Third of all, there's no singing and dancing utensils in the Beast's castle. And the worst part of all, this one actually kind of like disappointed me way too much. There's no rose. The whole rose that like the last petal, that's not in the story. It's not. And it's so rushed. It's like the whole thing just happened in like 15 pages and then boom, it was done. Well, honestly, I am so disappointed. I don't know what to say. You know what? I think I'm just gonna read the next one. I just checked it. The next story is 4 pages long, 3.5 actually, and it's called The Frog King. This one is from the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. So I'm gonna read this one and hopefully this one will be a little more inspiring. Okay, see, that was better. This one was just a short little silly story and I am so here for it. It was just about this girl, the king's daughter, and she was playing with a ball that she dropped in a pond and then a frog helped her get it out. So in exchange, she's like, well, I helped you get your ball, so I want you to make me your companion forever and let's be friends. And she was like, yeah, of course. And then when the frog is like trying to walk with her, she's like, oh, I didn't think he could actually get out of the pond. Never mind. And she runs away because she actually didn't mean it. So then the frog finds her home and he's like knocking on the door and trying to get in. So the king is like, well, you already promised him that you were gonna be his friend, so you can't just take it back now. I mean, he helped you when you needed it, so now it's your turn to give it back. So she had to let him in, let him eat with her and all of this, and she's like rolling her eyes while he's having the time of his life. And then at the end of the day, the king is like, okay, now take him to his room and help him get comfortable. So when no one's looking, she grabs the frog and she like slams it in the wall, and then ta-da! It turns into another child, the son of a king. That's so cute. But I thought it was so silly. It was really short. It was 3 pages long. I was not expecting like a crazy story, but honestly, I liked it because it was kind of silly. It was actually a little funny reading it. I had a good time. So yeah, this one, I think this is the one. Now that I read it, I am going to take this to the work table. Now I'm gonna kind of design an idea for a little painting inspired on it. First, I'm gonna work on the first draft in my sketchbook, just put in the shapes and the overall idea, the image, and work on a couple brainstorms to see which one I want to go with. But definitely I want to kind of show a little bit of the silly vibes of this story because it was very, very unserious. So let's go. Here she is. She's now finished, and the way that I imagined her, because it talks about her as the youngest princess, I imagined them as like 2 kids. Obviously it's the young princess over here, and then the frog that becomes the prince later. So here they are with the little gold bowl and everything, and I feel like the heart-shaped panel was perfect for it too. I'm gonna be back with another of the little stories because I absolutely love doing this. I'm gonna check which one I'm doing next. I think I'm just gonna wait until I do the next video so I can surprise myself on camera again, like when I read the Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, we're gonna do this together again next time. I hope you like it, and I hope to see you soon next time. Bye!